What's going on, everybody? This is Drew with the Newtown Square podcast, and today we're at Plan Shop Live Kitchen, located at 2719 North Center Street, right next to Bobby's Frozen Custard in Maryville. We're talking with Susan Smith, the owner of Plan Shop Live Kitchen, and co-host Sam Fink is in the building as well. So it was a great convo. Thank you guys for checking it out, and hope you enjoy. Susan, you started this as a smart jar business back in 2018. So what how did that all begin?
When I was working out, I had realized that I wasn't losing that last bit of weight. I started becoming a personal trainer, and I was teaching people about exercise and getting in shape. But the main component of really losing weight comes down to the food.
Yeah.
What we're eating, how we eat it. And that was the part that I realized that I wasn't able to reach what I wanted to, and neither were my clients, because it really came down to that. So I love food. I love to cook food. I like to eat food. So I wasn't going to give it up. This girl is never going to give up her food.
Oh, nobody can ever.
So I'm like, well, how can I enjoy the food I like and that I enjoy, but in a different way? Can I approach it in a different manner? Mm-hmm. And so I started doing that, and I really saw big changes. It was just taking no mayonnaise or creams and using Greek yogurt, focusing on my proteins, my carbs, my fats, and doing them in a more healthy way instead of using heavy sauces and butters. And so I focused on that, and other people started noticing it, and I would start teaching people about it. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, I want you to cook for me. Can you cook for me? And I was like, I'm not going to cook for you. I do not want to. I can't keep up with it myself, but I can maybe give you recipes. We can work together and figure it out. So I went back and I got my nutrition certification through my personal training. It's just a couple different certifications for nutrition through my ACE certification. And I started teaching people about the balance of foods. And as that kind of grew, people just kept asking me, please make me food. And one day I was just sitting around at home, hanging out, we were barbecuing, and I was like, oh my gosh, mason jar meals. Why not do smart jars? Meals in a jar, they're easy, you can transport them, they don't take up a lot of space in there. It's something different. And so I kind of just put it out on Facebook. I'm like, okay, who wants to try this? I'm going to take on 10 people. Mm-hmm. And it really took off. People loved the idea. I did salads and soups just to start. It was very simple. And then I grew it into some family meals, and I started doing full meals in a jar. And, it just took off.
Full meals in a jar, huh?
Yeah, it was all about the layering. How to not make it soggy, and it was trial and error.
I was going to say, when I had read, smart jar, I was like, okay, how much food can you really fit in a jar? And I guess
unbelievable.
Quite a bit, huh?
Yes, people would say that. They'd open it, and it would just, the salad would just fall out. Yeah. Because you just are pushing it down.
Yeah.
It was a very natural way this whole thing kind of came about.
Well, that's beautiful. Yeah. So the name behind it, Plan Shop Live, what does that mean to you?
Marketing people hate me. I have people come in all the time, and they're like, I don't understand the name. But then when I tell them, they love it. It's my eat, pray, love. It really has been my journey, and how I got to where I am, and the way that I used to teach clients. I worked with some great people to get them on track in their nutrition, and I always followed Plan Shop Live. That was always their path to get to where they need. And planning is what you want. I had people that came to me with after heart attacks, people that came to me that have diabetes, or wanted to lose weight, or they have rheumatoid arthritis, and they wanted to know about inflammation. And I think why people came to me is because I wasn't a nutritionist. A lot of nutritionists are can't have, no. And nobody can follow any sort of plan if you're always told no, because then you just want that, and then it's sets you up for failure. So I wanted to take a different approach, and so people had to have a plan, what they were wanting to achieve, what their health and wellness journey was about, to get to them where they're happy with themselves. Because a lot of this journey is not just about food or weight loss; it's about your mental state. It's how we are hard on ourselves
and discipline, and
just being disciplined and finding yourself within this journey. So plan is figure out what you want. And then you got to shop for how to get it. You need somebody that's going to, teach you about food. You need a gym. You're going to find a trainer. You're going to find a place to grab food, or a place you're going to feel good about it. So you have to like shop for all the ways to make that plan successful. And then ultimately, like, none of us are getting out of this life. Like, we're all going to have our day, and you might as well live, like, you have a beer on the weekend, have a glass of wine, eat a cheeseburger.
Have a pineapple margarita too.
Yes, have a cocktail, like, live your life, but make it about balance. So, this is my journey and my Eat, Pray, Love, and the name maybe doesn't make sense in the grand scheme, but it's my vision that came into this.
I think, when people are starting to figure out a new exercise plan or a new diet plan, like they get the plan and then they start it and it's way too hard to follow and they stumble a little bit and then they just give up.
Yes.
And I think that's sometimes where we get it a little bit twisted, is like, first of all, let's ease into it. Second of all, let's do something that we can actually complete and
that's
do.
Achievable.
And I think that a lot of those plans, they miss out on that last part of your message, which is live.
One thing that's also I thought was really awesome was how you're partnered with like a couple local businesses or local, I guess, food vendors like Rustic Roots and Social Grace Vodka we were just talking about as well. So what was kind of your like idea behind wanting to do something like that?
I'm only as good as the people I surround myself with. Like, everybody in this industry, like, I'm only as good as the components that come around me, and I wanted the best of those ingredients. Like, I want to say, Cruda's Bakery, you've been here 100 years thriving and doing, like, you've been in this business so long and you have quality product. Like, can you make me a quality product? Like, Rustic Roots, they have the most amazing eggs. Like, you can barely
they're great.
You can barely crack the eggs. Like, this is, and it opens up and it's like the sun. It's so bright and beautiful. And like, I get excited about those things. Like, I want to be able to support her because these people are busting their butts, like working and trying to get their products out. And I always say, for like anybody that comes in here and sees Rustic Roots, they might not have ever heard of them. Now they do. So that girl just got, that farm just got a lot of advertisement without having to pay, because you don't have a lot of money to do those things, like Cruda's Bakery, they're like, what, they're making that for you? That's a name. People know that name. They're proud of that name. And I just wanted to be able to support other places. We're working with Goshen Meat Market now. Yeah. I have been dating butchers, I feel like, for this past year, trying to find my perfect butcher. And I found the perfect butcher.
I wonder if there's an app for that.
Yes. We're dating the butchers.
Butchers only.
Yes.
Butchers only.
And they're local. They're trying to bring great product.
One thing I know you're very excited about too is just the brunch aspect of the Plain Shop Live Kitchen. So, tell us about like kind of like an ideal brunch in a way, or
that's booze is always included.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the beverage bar and also the coffees and the teas. Oh man,
where did we have that one time? I think I had like a mint chip coffee.
Yeah. Oh, I had lavender and honey in my coffee. I forgot the name of it, but
you just said the lavender.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
People like their sweet coffees. But I don't use regular sugars. I wanted to kind of do something different, and I think brunch, bottomless mimosas are everywhere. Ooh. People are just pouring like pomegranate juice in. They're doing this. And I'm like, let's make our own unique flights. And people love a good coffee. So what about a boozy coffee? A little alcohol in with your caffeine.
Little up, little down. There we go.
Yeah.
Little up, little down.
So it's even you out. Like I say, it's all about balance.
All about balance, baby.
That is awesome.
With caffeine, a little downer, makes for a really great Saturday morning. So we're creatures of habit. And we live a life, and we like to have cocktails, and we like to have this, and we like to have that. So I wanted to take all those things we love and kind of just make it where you don't feel so bad about doing it. You're going to come in here and have some like fresh drinks, and you're going to have like a handcrafted meal from the back. We're back there making every sauce, every single thing, with the cleanest ingredients we possibly can and what we have in hand. And so I kind of wanted that.
Hey, well, thanks everybody for listening. This is the New Town Square podcast, and we are signing out at Plain Shop Live Kitchen. So thank you guys. Awesome.
That was awesome. Thanks. You guys make it very, very easy, just so you know.